big news. It's been rumored for months that this was going to happen, but it is official. The New York Jets and the Las Vegas Raiders have agreed for a trade for Davante Adams to go to the New York
Woohoo!
Jets and reunite with his old teammate Aaron Rodgers. And he was even on the Pat McAfee show, and they were together. So Davante didn't waste any time getting the hell out of Vegas. So the details on it: so that conditional third round pick the Jets trading to the Raiders could become a second if any of these happen, which is interesting. If Davante is a first or second team AP All Pro, or if he's on the active roster for an AFC Championship game or a Super Bowl. So either Davante's got to be elite or the Jets got to turn it around. One of those two things. But Quinn, as the Packers fan who watched these two had a great chemistry together all these years. What do you think about this trade?
Oh, I love it. It's great getting them two back together. I mean, Adams clearly made a mistake by leaving, and I'm glad he got to escape the hellhole that is the Las Vegas Raiders football team. So I think it's great. Reunite them. I don't think they'll be quite as good as they were before, but it definitely. I mean, more wide receivers are better, and Garrett Wilson, those people who have him probably are not very happy.
You're looking at him. Who has him in our league? I do.
That's
But in
unfortunate.
terms of real life, those two might be deadly. I am
Yeah.
with you that they might not be as. They're not going to be like the Packers, Prime, Rodgers, and Davante type connection, but it's a spark the Jets definitely, I think, needed. It's weird how Davante mind works. He was sick of Aaron Rodgers. You want to go play for your old college roommate that is gone within 2 years, and then he goes to the Saints, and you're stuck with Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew, and now you want the hell out of there, and now you want to go back to your buddy. It's like I get maybe Rodgers maybe off the field has his things that could annoy people, but like man, was he that much of a distraction to Davante back when he was in Green Bay to the point where he wanted out of there so bad? Because now it seems like he missed him.
Yeah.
Seems like he took Aaron Rodgers for granted a little bit in terms of how good of a QB was, and now he wants to be back with him. This definitely can turn the Jets around, and of course they got to play my Steelers in Davante's debut, but yeah, I'm not expecting it to immediately have a huge impact, but eventually Davante, especially his stats, should be better. And don't forget, I don't think he's still injured, so I don't know when he'll officially come back. But still, obviously a monumental trade there for the Jets. Another pretty big trade here. The Buffalo Bills have gotten Amari Cooper from the Browns. So Cleveland has pretty much given up on their season as a whole, and they got Amari Cooper in the sixth round pick for next year, and Cleveland gets next year's third round pick from the Buffalo Bills and the 2026 seventh round pick. I think this is a pretty good move by Buffalo. I don't think Amari's not on the level of Davante Adams at all, but he's still a
Mm-mm.
decent wide receiver. He honestly probably is the wide receiver one on the Bills, maybe to fix Josh Allen's woes of truly not having a number one. Yeah, the Bills didn't even give up that much for him. Amari Cooper really, he isn't in his prime years like he used to be, but I think this is a good move. And for Cleveland, that they're tanking. Maybe that's honestly why they're sticking with Deshaun is because they're like, you know what, let's just get a top 3 pick and maybe we'll get a quarterback that we hopefully won't ruin for once. So good move for the Bills and Browns fans. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think it's a really good move for the Bills. I mean, Cooper wasn't really getting to do much on the Browns with their anemic offense. And I mean, they basically gave up one pick, what, a second round pick, because then they upgraded from a seventh pick to a sixth. So really, it was one pick, and they pay him, I think, 803,000 or 870,000 or 7,000 for the whole year. So like, his contract was front loaded, so he was easily tradable by the Browns this year. And so, yeah, I think it's great for the Bills. They needed a number one receiver. Like, and this week he didn't do so great. Was just injured. I mean, we saw Cooper and do really well in Dallas. And so, and I, because 1-5 team to what 4-2, so that's a great move for him. And yeah,
Instant
honestly,
upgrade.
like the upgrade for the Bills, yeah, exactly. But I think it's a great move for the. I would prefer Davante
Absolutely.
Adams if I was the Bills, but I mean,
I think the thing was Davante to New York was a lock. So get the next best guy in
yeah,
Amari. You don't have to pay as much, honestly, either, because his value, like you mentioned, isn't high at all because Deshaun just fucked him up badly. So why not take advantage and get him for kind of cheaper? So yeah, good for Buffalo here.